Hello, Governor. So this is Alex here for another HobbyPlex After Hours, where you get to interact with me if you want to after the HobbyPlex is closed for an hour or so. I don't really have anything planned for tonight for me to do. I'm looking forward to going to another crawler event on Sunday. So I was going to look over my son's crawler, and I was going to look over mine, make sure nothing's obviously broken or out of place. But other than that, I don't really have much to do. I got to glue some tires tomorrow for the Summer Series Round 5. And I'm going to try to do a little bit of track maintenance tomorrow before we get started at 4 p.m. for that, since I wasn't really able to get much done this week. I took a nasty crash on my mountain bike on Sunday, and my ribs and my shoulder were hurting me. My shoulder's that bad now. I got a little red spot right here, but you guys can see that. It's there, trust me. But my ribs still hurt, so I tried to do some work on Tuesday, and just wasn't having it. So hopefully tomorrow when I wake up, I'll feel a little bit better. I'll pump some Advil in me, and I'll go try to at least fill in any potholes and get the track nice and painted up, and yeah, throw down some water and get ready for another good week of racing. I'm hoping that this will be the last week for me to work on my dirt car. Got to get my son's car all fixed up for carpet, and then kind of go from there. So yeah, there's still a lot going on. So we've got a Summer Series, and then next week is the TCS race, and that's going to be crazy. It'll probably be mostly locals for the Tamaya Championship Series. We're going to do another one since they didn't do nationals. Tamaya basically decided to have more regional events where they can. So we're going to have another one of those. And then the following Friday after that is our Summer Series Finals. I'm getting lots and lots of door prizes set up for that. So I'm really happy to provide you guys with another good season. So I'm just going to hang out. I might try to put a different bumper on my kid's car. And yeah, so I'm going to open up the Kickstart. Actually went to the gas station and got these for real this time, so I didn't screw anything up. I've had kind of a slow YouTube week or two. Nothing really crazy news come in, and the racing was pretty laid back on Saturday. We still had about 40 entries, I think, so it wasn't too bad. But we do our podcast every week on Monday, and do this on Thursday nights, and just try to interact with everybody as best we can. So I found these dash cam videos on YouTube, and I'm just entranced by them. I love watching these things because I start to think about it. I'm like, why don't I have a dash cam? Because there's been probably, I don't know, at least 1 or 2 times a year where I kind of wish I had one, you know, because something happened in front of me. Just the other day, I had a car like wipe out on a off ramp. I've never seen that before. This girl, she's probably on her phone, saying, but she lost control on an off ramp. Went this way, then went this way, and then like hit the curb so hard I thought her car was gonna flip, but it didn't, and it just slid down the embankment. And I was like, why would I not have one of those? So Joel's got a question on here. It's what tools do you recommend for a beginner? So Dynamite makes these really cool, these really neat 1/4-inch drill bits, right? And they come in a pack, so you get all of them that go inside here. That's like $36 or something like that. I think Associated makes one. I know Techno makes one as well that's very similar. They're probably all made in the same factory. But this is pretty awesome because not only do you have all the bits in here, so there's free 32nd and 1/16 in case you have, in case you need to use some American threaded stuff. But it also has all your metric tools, so 2mm, 2.5, 1.5, and it even comes with a ball head one, which is always good in case you need to get it at an angle. And I've actually had this for a really long time. But the other cool thing is you can also then get yourself a drill, and you can use the exact same bits and save your hands. So I will never, ever, 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 ever build another car without one of these. If this ever goes bad, I'll just get another one. But this one's a Hitachi. Makita is another good one. I think Team Associated actually carries the Makita, basically like a hand drill. They also have these ratcheting ones, which are really nice because then you don't strip out screws. This one doesn't have that, so I got to be kind of careful. And then, so I'd say get yourself something like that, some sort of Allen wrench set, and then a 5mm and a 7mm nut driver. And you can get them as cheap as like $2.99 at our store. We have some really inexpensive Dynamite ones. They're like $2.99. This is an old school Dynamite set. They're a little bit more expensive, but you can also get nicer ones. MIP makes a really good set. MIP tools are pretty awesome, and they also make like a ball tipped one. I usually keep my 2.5 ball tip around, especially with 8 scales. Obviously, pliers is always nice. Something else that I really like is having a set of vice grips, a small set of vice grips in your toolbox, because you never know when you need to really have something hang on to something else. So let's see. Good set of Allen wrenches. Drill's really good to have. Good set of pliers. Your scissors. More than just bodies. They work for other stuff too. And then another good tool to have are shock shaft pliers. I don't know why I went so long without having a good set of shock shaft pliers. I used to have these TLR ones. TLR makes a set too, but This is a ProTech one, but what's really cool about it is it's got a little ball popper. So if you're doing like a rod end on a Traxxas or something and you want to change out the balls, you can pop it off. It also works on your rod ends on crawlers and stuff. But these are like $20. But for rebuilding shocks, dude, shock shaft pliers, they're the best. Pivot ball, there you go. And then a pair of calipers. So I went a really long time without using calipers. For a lot of us did. Like a lot of times you see the, you know, we never had stroke lengths or anything like that back in late 90s and early 2000s. It was just dog bones level, you know. Well, this allows you to be a lot more precise if you're doing like turnbuckles. You know, you want your steering turnbuckles to be exactly the same so that you get equal. You can't do that without these. Well, you probably can, but it'd be a visual, you know, just a visual thing. This is precise. This particular set, my son decided to use as a hammer at one point, and so he broke my screen. That was like 5 years ago, but I just keep them around. And then having a really good brush for cleaning stuff is always a good idea. You know, what else is really good to have? You should always keep around those little oh my gosh. Oh, there they are. I was telling you guys to do something and I don't even have it. You should always keep these around. These are like gold at the HobbyPlex because they tend to disappear a lot. So this has your 7mm and your 5.5 millimeter, but it also has a 5 millimeter and a 4 millimeter for like lock nuts and stuff. So sometimes you got too tight of a space. You can't use your actual regular, you know, nut driver. So that's what these little guys are for. Always keep these around. And then speaking of that, you should also always keep these around. So like Traxxas has one of these. And most of the time when I tell people who just got their Traxxas cars, they usually throw this away. But these things are actually made not only for like turnbuckles, but also for drive shafts. So the U-joints on your drive shafts are very, very difficult to take apart unless you have one of these. So always keep these around. It's easy to chuck these, but keep them around. Pair of dikes and a temp gauge is always nice to have, especially if you're into, actually, I mean, electric or nitro. You know, with nitro cars, you want to temp that engine. With electric cars, you want to temp that motor, right? So that's about the gist of it there. You can also get, while we're on the subject, you can also get those nice pouches. I think Traxxas and Duratrax and Dynamite make those tool pouches. They're like $24.99. That's a good place to start. They're kind of, the bits are kind of cheap, so they'll wear out a little bit quicker than say your more expensive Allen drivers. But like I said, finding one of these, so we keep these in stock at the HobbyPlex, but this is a really good way to have all your Allen wrenches and be able to save a lot of space too. So like when I travel, I'll go through my toolbox and to save weight for carry-on, I'll take like half the tools away and make sure I just have my bits and this specific handle, and it saves me a lot of weight. So I don't go over that 50-pound limit when you fly. And it's just handy to have, you know. So there you go. That's a good question. I like tools. So I when I was younger doing this RC stuff, I really didn't have very many tools. And so I was always that kid at the track that would try to borrow everybody's tools. and then they'd get, you know, people would get pissed off because I wouldn't return them. I'd always forget. And till like, you know, the following week or something like that. And like, yeah, I knew I had that out. So I really, anytime a new tool is out, if it's affordable, I'll get it. Like, what's this company that had a rod end drill bit? So you same deal. You chuck it into your drill, and you hold on to your tie rod on with a pair of pliers or something. You can actually just drill the rod end, and those things are great. But they're like 20-something bucks. So I haven't bought one yet, but that's something I'm keeping my eye on. I love tools. Tools are great. Where is the HobbyPlex? The HobbyPlex is in Omaha, Nebraska. It is home for me. So I modified this front bumper on my kid's crawler, and I don't like it. It sticks out too far still, and the edges actually, the tires actually hit it. So just in general, it's I don't know, not my favorite. So I think I'm just gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this thing. So we have a Vanquish chassis set at the store, and I've been trying to talk myself into buying it so that I can take this SCX-10 2 chassis off with this battery tray way up here and put the Vanquish one on, so that we can have a servo and a servo winch and have the battery tray sitting right here. And then I can do what I did with my Enduro, which is I can mod the front. I can mod the front chassis, and I can get this thing like right there. So I might just have to wait. But I don't want to take him to another comp and have this bumper basically grinded away on his tires, making it hard to turn, because I don't want him to miss gates if he doesn't have to. So I'm trying to think if I got a bumper around here somewhere. I don't know. Trevor's on here. Daniel Bender's not going to make it to the summer series. What? Oh, well, you get to drop one, so that's good, right? That's why we do 5 out of 6. You get to drop one. These cam videos, man, I just want to, like, it makes me want to get a dash cam. It'd be awesome. I want to like catch one. Wait, Daniel says what? You got to what? You have to quarantine? Did you find, were you around somebody that had coronavirus? That would be crazy. Dude, does everybody in Russia have a dash cam, by the way? Oh, what? That's weak. Well, I hope you don't get it, even though you're young, and it probably wouldn't affect you that bad anyways. Supposedly, that's what they say. Dude, oh, and man, that show's really good. But at the same time, this is my hot take. The action in season 2, especially the last like 2 or 3 episodes, got a little out of hand for me. Like a little unbelievable, the way that some of these kids are twisting around and flinging themselves all around and stuff like that. I don't know. And then the end fight scene in school. When I was watching that, I was like, there is no way that absolutely no way that a fight would last that long in any school in America. Anywho, am I going to get a motorcycle or scooter eventually? I don't know. Maybe. I got to get my truck paid off. I got 3 years to go. When Emerson's 16. Actually, 2.5 years to go. So, is there a way to put something on your car to keep your body? Is there a way to put something on your car to keep your body falling off? Like body clips? I don't know. I use Velcro on my off-road cars. But I am taking a chance, because you never know if a marshal's going to grab it by the body instead of the actual, car itself. So I'm going to look at something real fast. Be right back. Dang it. That's what I was afraid of. I don't have the front bumper for this thing. I've got a rear bumper, but I don't have a front bumper. I know what bumper I want to get for it. I want to get one that looks just like my Enduro truck that just comes off right here. I had 2 Jimmy Dean breakfast croissants for dinner when I got home, and it was great. See, there's no real way to make this work because, again, I would run into the same problem. It's huge. Plus, I think the body would hit it. I don't know. Clayton, I went to McDonald's on. I'm boycotting the McDonald's on 90th and Fort now. That McDonald's can eat a fat one. I really just want to get that Vanquish chassis. The thing is I don't actually own this truck. The store does. So if I keep putting money into it, like, it's not my truck. So I don't want to put too much money into it. I put my own shocks, tires, servo. I suppose I could take it all off, but what would that leave us? Oh, these, I put these on, these Reefs sliders. Yeah, what I really wanted to have was this Yeah Racing bumper. I ground the things down, but I wanted to put it all the way up into there, but it just doesn't have the clearance. Dude, I squealed out of the McDonald's at 90th and Fort. I was so fed up with it. They probably thought I was nuts. I kind of was. I was not having it. I do have a Popeye story. I got a lot of fast food stories, man. So, but you know what's weird is I went back to that Popeyes this summer and everything was fine. I got served like super quick and it was a Popeyes chicken sandwich. There were no fights or anything and it was good. It was a good sandwich. Yeah, I can cut down the frame, but the way that the battery mount is, it's all connected to the servo mount, and so this gets in the way from getting this any closer. If this, you know what sucks is if I had a bumper that had the mounts on the outside like the one I wanted to get, it wouldn't even be a problem. I just butt it right up. But because it uses those standard mounts, just gonna have to wait. The Popeye story though, like basically what it was I went to Popeyes and I stood in line. And when I mean stood in line, I stood at the front counter, made eye contact with like 3 different people and stood there for 5 minutes and nobody came and helped me. And then this couple came in behind me and walked up to the counter, made eye contact with like 2 or 3 people and immediately got help. And I was like, and so, so I left and then I called because I was like, what the heck just happened? So I called and spoke to the manager and they basically denied that I was even in the building and that I just was trying to scam them for free food. And so then I was even more upset. And so I called corporate and they were supposed to give me like a voucher of some sort or some coupons or something like that. It never showed up in the mail. And I swear to you that the person I was talking to on the other end of the line was the spokesperson for Popeyes in the commercials because it sounded just like her. And when she asked me, they had to do this questionnaire and they're like, how many times a week do you go to Popeyes or whatever? And I was like, never. I've never been to Popeyes before. This was my first attempt. And she was like, baby, we're going to have to fix this for you. And I was like, okay, that's pretty awesome. Thank you. And I still never got my coupons in the mail. So the idea of going to Popeyes for a long time was completely out of the question. And then they made their chicken sandwich and everything changed. It's a cool looking bumper, but it just, I'm gonna see if somebody wants to buy this for like $5 or something. I'm gonna steal the D-rings off of it though. But the thing is if I get that Vanquish chassis, then it, other than the axles, it's basically not an SCX10 anymore. It just is what it is. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But as the title says, fiddle farting around. That's what I'm doing tonight. So I got mine, and we had Tuesday night crawling this week, and my truck was pretty good. I did. It was weird because I did have a bolt come off of it on the back side here, but I think I fixed that right there. The last thing I've done to this truck is I put that Vader flat skid on there, that Delrin skid, and now I can definitely tell that I can get over stuff a little bit better. So pretty happy about that. I can't really think of anything I need to do to this thing other than just make sure that nothing's loose. This is the kind of bumper that I want to put on my kids right there. That's a Wordy made. And it works pretty awesome, just being able to get that approach angle. Really, really good. My shocks aren't leaking anymore, so I fixed that the last time. I had one really bad leaky shock, and I have since cured that the last time I did a rebuild on it. All the out drives and stuff still look good. I love all the brass stuff on here. So I have, this is an Element Enduro, and I've got SSD brass knuckles and SSD aluminum C-hubs. I got a brass front diff cover. I have brass shock mounts here in the front. And then I also put on this Samix brass bumper mount up front, just to get just a little bit more weight, since I don't run any weight in the wheels anymore. I wanted it to match the weight that I had because I felt like it was really balanced at that point. But when I took the weight out, then all of a sudden it wasn't. So I found that piece, and I feel like the front is really weighted just right now. Got the Reefs RC 444, the Reefs RC servo winch. I got the Element aftermarket shocks, the Reefs RC sliders, and then I got Samix shock towers front and back so that you can get the angles. What I really like about those is all the different mounting positions for the shocks. And then they're aluminum, so you get rid of the pan hard mount that likes to break on the Enduro. Started off with the stock plastic, then I went to the hard plastic, and then I broke that, and I'm like, all right, I'm getting the aluminum ones. And then got that, it's an SSD rear bumper, but when I put my body on, it's a bed, so you don't really, it doesn't really stick out at all, right? I don't want anything getting hung up. But it is 3 extra scale points. So, and then I changed up my wheels for some Vanquish machetes in red that I wish I could find for my real truck, because that would be awesome. I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really seeing anything too loose or anything like that. So I think we're going to be all right. I am going to get a new body here pretty soon. So I have waiting for me as soon as I get paid tomorrow, a axial Wraith spawn body that I'm going to put on this. So I got to get the taller rear body mounts, and I'm going to try to find some sort of interior for it so I don't lose out on any points or anything. But I wanted to find something that I didn't have to start over with again on the bumpers, because I wanted a Vanquish body, but the body comes out to like here, right? And so all this work I did to get my bumpers just right would be for naught. So the Wraith spawn body actually fits wheel well to wheel well in front of this front bumper, and then I can cut out the back plastic part of that Lexan and use this as a bumper. So I'm pretty excited about that, getting that done, because this body is trashed. So I've had this for a year, and it is toast. So I'll take all this scale point stuff off of here, maybe do a roof rack, maybe finally get a light bar. I'll take the windshield wipers off. I'll probably take the lights out of here, or just make new ones. I don't know. But yeah, this body's seen better days. It's time to get a freshie. So the cool thing about the Wraith spawn body is that it's dovetailed front and back already. So it curves in the back and it curves in the front. So it should still have pretty good clearance and not get hung up on a lot of stuff. So at least that's the idea. So, but until then, I'll have to stick with this body for Sunday. My son and I are going to York to participate in a crawler event there. Sounds like fun. Hopefully I can wake up early enough so we're not late. And I don't get Sundays off very often, and I just happen to have a Sunday off out of the blue. So I'm like, dude, I'm going to go to this crawler thing. It's going to be fun. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to do the, I might try to paint the body myself because it'll be really easy. I'm going to do the, I said this before on here a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to do the, just the Budweiser Roger Mears paint scheme that I like so much. So whenever I can get an opportunity to do this paint job, I try to do it like on my crawler stuff or something like that, you know. So I don't know. This is off my my comp crawler that if I ever got a night crawler, I already have a body for it. So anyways. So that's the plan. Now I just have to find some time. Luckily, so we're summer series club, or no, summer series, no club racing, summer series. I forgot. There's no club race next week. Holy crap, I got to announce that. Wow. I forgot all about that. There won't be any Friday night either because of this this TCS race. Hey, Trevor. Is Trevor still on here? I can't believe I forgot about that. Or I didn't really know about it either until just now. Yeah, I announced no Friday for this week, and then I told the drift guys that they won't be able to drift on Fridays the next 3 weeks because of our schedule. But I don't think I ever said anything about next Friday. Shoot, I'm gonna have to get on there and correct that, because I think the problem was the TCS thing was still kind of up in the air. I thought it was supposed to be last weekend at one point. So shoot. It's a good thing I remembered that tonight, because at least that gives me some time to get everybody on the up and up about what's going on. So, yikes. Actually, Tim will be back tomorrow from, I believe, 3 to 7. He's working tomorrow. So, Tim has been on vacation for a good month. So, it'll be nice to have him back a little bit, so he can get back into the swing of things, doing special orders and Traxxas orders, and we're probably behind on some Tamiya stuff because he's the only one that had the password. Yeah, so that'll be good. I think he's intending on working maybe Sunday as well. So, yeah, it'll be kind of nice to have everybody back at full force at the Plex till I go on vacation. I was supposed to be on vacation last week, and that didn't happen. We have a lot of $189 slashes, a lot, in blue, red, blue and red, yeah. And then we have a whole bunch of slashes at $229. We've got the Vision truck, the orange truck, the pink truck, the Hawaiian truck, and the red truck. So, oh man, Bob's getting a Mud Boss? That'll be fun. Sounds like that's going to finally catch on here. Hopefully all the dirt oval pros will stay out of that class and let it grow without like ruining it. Like, every time that they try to implement some sort of stepping stone class or beginner class, there's a lot of trophy hunters out there that run those classes as well, and kind of take it all, kind of take the fun out of it. That being said, I got what do we got? So we have Summer Series, TCS Summer Series, and then we start carpet on the 10th. But I'm going to have to put the dirt oval in here pretty soon, and that's going to be a lot of work just to get everything ripped up, because that dirt is hard as a rock. So it'll be we're going to pull up all the loops. There's 2 loops, and we'll have to make sure we don't damage those, and then take the tractor and just start gouging into the dirt with the bucket to break it up. And then we'll I might try to use the box blade to really scrape it all out of there, and then we till it up and make a new surface. Not RC mud bogs. It's it's basically like a late model made out of a slash. So we're like an East Coast mod looking body. So they're taking a regular Traxxas slash and they're putting this kind of East Coast mod looking dirt oval body on it. And I think the idea is to keep it kind of a spec way to race dirt oval. I've been telling anytime I can, we didn't do a convention this year because of COVID, but I've been telling the Traxxas guys the last couple of years that they need to make their own. If they made a ready to run slash dirt oval truck, holy crap, they would sell the crap out of them. Hey, Trevor is on here. Hey, the TCS race is next week, right? Isn't there a TCS race next week? Trevor. It is supposed to be next week because Dustin is still talking to the TCS guys about it. Okay, because right now I have Friday and Saturday scheduled as a dirt race days. So I'll have to let everybody know. So anyways, what else was I going to do? I don't know. I don't really have anything to do tonight. I got my son and I's cars are good to go for this weekend. All we got to do is mount some tires, and I don't want to bore you guys to death with mountain tires again. So my two crawlers seem to be okay. I think I'm going to do a last minute thrash on that. I might just PayPal. I might just buy some stuff for the store tomorrow and put a Vanquish chassis on that tomorrow. And then so then next week, depending on how everything goes on Saturday, I think I'm going to take my car and I'm going to get it all prepped for carpet. So the next after-hour show on next Thursday, hopefully I'll be taking one of our B6.2s and flipping it over to a carpet setup. And then I'll take Emerson's car when he's done with it at the last Summer Series race, and I'll take it and rebuild it and keep it dirt, so that when we go to the Masters of Dirt race coming up quick, about a month, in South Carolina, I'm going to be driving. My son, my wife, and I are driving to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm going to take one of my vacation weeks, and we're going to drive from Omaha to there in a matter. We're going to try to space it out in a few days, and then we'll enjoy the. I've never been there, so we'll enjoy the coastline, and then we'll go to that race Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we got to book it back here to try to get back by Tuesday. So it'll be busy. Is there going to be a mini T league? Trevor, if you're still on here, maybe you can help me out with this one, because as far as I know, there is. I think they're planning on doing it Thursday nights, maybe. But everybody's also more than welcome to come out when we start racing carpet off-road on Saturdays. We just need, say 4 people would be a good number to start with at minimum, so that we can have corner marshals after the race. So there you go. Trevor's on here, and he gets to answer that one. So a couple years ago, we had this this ice storm that took place, and on my way home at like 9 o'clock, I got behind a guy who had to be a drunk driver. I think it was a Friday night. I think it was after Friday night racing, now that I think about it. And that was one of those times I really wished I had a dash cam, because it was an ice storm, right? And this guy was weaving all over the road. And so I finally called 911. And I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure I'm behind a drunk driver. You know, I told him where I was at, like 144th and State. And I kept trailing the guy. And there's a stop sign at 156th and State. It's a 4-way stop. And it's a hill. And it's blind. So if somebody was stuck there, you know, it could have been a huge accident. But this guy, this drunk guy, just blew right through the stop sign. While I was on the phone with 911 too, I was like, oh my God, he just ran a stop sign. And so I kept following him and telling the dispatcher where we were. And he turned on 168th and State, going south. And he crossed the center line in between Ida and Fort, and actually struck another car. And this car took out like a mailbox and stuff. And I got on the phone again. I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy just hit another car. And but he didn't stop. And so then I'm in a conundrum, because the 911 operator was like, well, you need to stop and wait with the accident. And I was like, wait a minute, this guy is driving away. Don't you want to know where he's going? And they're like, no, sir, you need to stop and wait. And I'm sitting there going, well, he's taken off. And so I look back, and I probably should have stopped, but I didn't. And I kept following the drunk guy. And I followed him all the way to about 202nd and Ida, which is way out in the boonies. It's way out in West Omaha, and it's a dirt road. And I was making sure that I didn't get too close to him. You know, I was probably staying a quarter mile away or whatever. And again, if I had a dash cam for all this, I would have totally put it on YouTube. But eventually, the guy stops, right? He's got a busted front end. He was dragging sparks the whole way. Again, middle of an ice storm, too. And I get on the phone with the 911 operator, and I'm like, hey, I'm the guy that called about the accident, the drunk guy. He stopped, and I tried to tell him where we were. And the 911 operator tells me that that's not an actual street. And I was like, well, okay, I guess. And so I was still trying to get him to where I was. Of course, my maps is on my phone, but I'm on the phone. And so I remember saying, it's the highway that runs north and south through Elkhorn. Whatever highway that is, that's where he's at. And the 911 operator's like, you mean Maple? And I'm like, oh, Maple runs east and west. You would think that somebody who lives in Omaha would know this, especially since the 911 center is on 144th and Maple. Like, come on, right? So, yeah, anyways, I really wish that I had a dash cam for that, because these dash cam videos, I'm just like, I just think they're awesome. I like watching everybody getting wrecked. I don't know why. You ever seen that movie Crash?
Man. Oh shoot, I don't have a shirt on.
Yeah, you don't.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, Emerson should be in bed because it's 10 o'clock at night, but apparently the rules don't apply to him. So before I go, I just want to give a shout out real quick to our summer series sponsors. For those of you watching that don't know, the Team Associated and Reedy Summer Series is our annual racing series that goes from May, usually from May to September. And this year, because of COVID, it went from June till October 3rd. And I don't know if you guys can see my wall here, but there's Summer Series plaques all over the place. And it's one of those deals where the general feeling I get is everybody really looks forward to that series every year, not only because of the racing and everything, but also, you know, we give away some cool stuff at the end. So really quick, I just want to give another sponsor shout out here to everybody. So I can get to the right thing. So Raw Speed delivered some stuff this week. J Concepts, obviously Team Associated and Reedy. We also should be getting stuff from One Up Racing, from AKA, from Motive and Gravity RC, from ProTech and A-Main. They always hook us up. Weberize.com. That's our podcast producer. They're going to give away a free hour of podcast. So you guys, if you win that one, come up with a cool idea for a podcast. You get 1 hour free with my sister. So that'll be pretty cool. And 2 more, but those are the big ones that I got confirmed. So it's going to be tough 2 weeks when we give all that stuff away. Yes, we have a lot of felonies. I think we got like 14 or 15 felonies in stock, and I think that many infractions. So we have a lot. Actually, we sold a couple infractions this week, so maybe not. We still have plenty, though, but just not that many. So, oh, man. My back hurts. So, like I said, I took a header on my mountain bike on Sunday, and I messed myself up pretty good this week. So we were supposed to have a big track change, not a big track change, but I always try to do something for each Summer Series race. And I just, my back, my shoulder just were not having it this week. So the track's basically the same. But next week, 2 weeks from now, for sure, I got this newer layout in my head on what I want to do. But before we go, we're going to cut it off here at 1 hour. But if a bicyclist is coming up behind you and they say, on your left, whatever you do, for the love of God, don't go left. That's the opposite of what on your left means. Or, yeah, you should just stay where you are and let the bicyclist pass. There's even signs up that say that bicyclists should pass to the left. And yet, for some reason, a lady with a stroller decided it'd be a good idea to look back, see me, and take the stroller and herself and directly move into my path in the left lane of this bicycle trail. So please, on your left means just stay where you are and just don't go to your left, and everything will be fine. So I will leave you guys with that, and I'm going to go to bed. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. I promise very interesting stuff will happen next week, I hope. So we'll see how this crawling course goes. I'm going to try to make a cool video about it. Hopefully he'll be camera guy most of the time. See you later.